Greetings, music lovers, clock collectors, and fine arts enthusiasts. Hey, let me show you a clock I bought yesterday. Hold on one second. Okay, what we have here is an Ingram schoolhouse clock. It's from 1927. Runs real good. I didn't have to do hardly anything to it. I just cleaned the case up and took the movement out, cleaned it and oiled it, put it back together, and hung it on the wall right there. It keeps perfect time. And I found this one over at Coachman Antique Mall over in LaPorte. And I paid 16 bucks for this clock right here. But I wish I could tell you this is my newest clock and the last clock I bought, but just wait a minute. Let's go down to the old basement cave, the workshop, and see what we got going on down there. All right. Hey, while I'm going down the basement, maybe you could run and get yourself a cup of coffee. I've been drinking some Black Rifle coffee lately. Seems to be pretty good. Got it for my birthday. Oh, man, what do we got here? Look at this. Now, what we got here, that's a Waterbury clock. It's from 1880, 1881. The model is a Salem. I found this on Marketplace. And let's see if we can get some better light on this clock. There, maybe that'll help. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I just set it up right there and put the pendulum on. Never wound it or anything. I even had the alarm ring in there for a while. But I guess about the only thing we're going to do to this clock is I'm going to take the dial off. It's got some great big old humongous screws holding the dial on there. We're going to tame that down a little bit. Take the dial off the bezel and everything. Pull the movement out and give it a wash job. Lube it up. Clean that pendulum up and just clean the clock case up. The clock case looks nice now. Just I can see a little dirt and whatnot down in here. We'll just have to clean that up. And I'm going to put this clock in my office room. It's a really pretty clock. 1880, 1881. Really nice clock. The only thing I found wrong with it, and it's very minor, if you can hear it, beats off just a little bit on it. That probably would wind about halfway down and stop. But all it needs, the pendulum, the nickel bell in the back there, if you can see that nickel bell, that just needs to be polished up a little bit. The alarm rings, everything is there. Okay, I'm taking this old Waterbury clock apart. This clock has caught me unsuspected. To get the movement out of this clock, you got to take the back off. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws along in the back. You got to lift this back up because you cannot reach the 2 top screws in the movement the way the clock is built. So they've allowed an access back here, and we're going to take that apart, lay everything flat down, and then I can get the movement out. Well, that makes sense. It's got a real nice label that's still hanging in there. Like I said, this clock's got to be from 1880, sometime in 1880 through the 1880s. So that old paper label's pretty old right there. All right, I got the back off. Hey, that's what I call all-inclusive right there. Everything I need to do is right there in front of me. That makes some sense right there. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is pull this movement out. Let's see, there may be a patent date on this movement, or a date of some sort. Let's just get a close look here. Let me get my... And we got... Well, it looks like it says September... Looks like it says September 8th. 1874, but I gotta sit the camera down and do a little further investigation in that. Did I say 74? I think that's what it says. Let me clean that up and have a look at it. That doesn't mean the clock is from 1874. That's when they patented the clock, but Now let me get that out, run it upstairs, do some cleaning. You know what? There's cobwebs, dust, all kinds of stuff all over this clock from probably sitting somewhere for years and years, but this movement, it's not dirty at all. It is a little greasy. They might have sprayed it down with some dreaded 3-in-1 or WD-40, but okay, there's a patent date where I'm pointing right here. I tried to read it, but I had camera in one hand and my eyes aren't that good. But anyway, it's right there, September 22nd, 1874. That's when the patent date is. Okay, I've got the movement off of this this back piece here. It doesn't look like any other movement has been reinstalled in this, or any work has been done to this clock. There's only one hole per screw. This is where it's supposed to be. This has a nickel plate that goes over it like this. We'll clean that up. Here's the movement laying here, and we'll take that upstairs and give it a bath. One thing I did notice, I guess this clock fits there and fits the movement, but this key is about one size bigger than I need. So we're going to walk over here and see if I have anything that's better. Oh, those are paint brushes. Few and far between. That's an old Ingram key there. It's a double-sided key. Let's see if it'll work on this. Much better. Let's see if it'll fit on this. Much, much, much better. And let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a size smaller right there. And this, it would be, it says, it doesn't say what size it is, 5, 6 maybe. I'm going to go ahead with that. I'm going to take this key here and put it in the back of the box for the next likely suspect. But and this key's longer, so I think it'll reach this better if I ever want to. I love to wind these alarms up, get them working and wind the alarms up. It aggravates the heck out of the wife when they all go off at the same time. All right, I'm still waiting for I'm soaking the movement upstairs in some solution, and I finished cleaning the case up. Beautiful case. Got some luster to it. Clean a little dirt off of it. I didn't go crazy on it. I got the parts all cleaned up and polished. You got this little nickel part here and this here. All it just need to be wiped out. I guess this works. And I'm going to go ahead and get that movement and rinse it off and everything and bring it back and install it in there. Yeah, this also, the bezel was installed with these big aluminum screws here. And we're going to use the correct screws for it. And I did the old toothpick trick right here, right there. Filled those holes in right there and there, and then glued these toothpicks in there. Trimmed that down, and we'll let that dry. And then we'll go ahead and put some small screws in there, and it'll look a lot better. All right, I got the back on, got the movement in there, set the beat. You always, when you're working on a clock, you always want to set the beat on the clock before you put the face on. As you can hear, it's hitting right on the money right now. I didn't get my alarm. This alarm, the main gear in the alarm is stripped on one side, so it's not going to work. So I'll have to keep my eyes peeled for an alarm for this thing. I just can't leave that like that. I'll scour eBay for it. I usually can find one that'll work on there. It's a beautiful pendulum on this. Let's just take this pendulum off and have a look at it. I don't know what you call this pendulum, but let me get it out in the light here. It's in pretty fair shape. I almost thought the bottom was missing, but I see it's part of the pendulum, the adjuster right there. And it's a nickel chrome of some sort. Beautiful pendulum. Let's see if it, I noticed this clock only rings on the hour too. Let's just take the minute hand, stick it up at the top, and see what we got here. And it goes across the bottom, coming up to 10 o'clock, I think. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it just rings on the hour. Well, I got the Waterbury clock all up and running. I just got to adjust the time through the evening, and that's all I got to do. You don't know about the pendulum or what happened to that through the years. I got to say, this is really well-preserved clock. I can say that. I mean, there's no extra added holes. No scratches or anything. This thing must have been, I don't even know if it was used, you know. It doesn't even look like it was used once you get the dirt and the cobwebs off of it. Beautiful pendulum, runs fine, nice little compact clock. And well, I think this is going to be the new home for it right here. Really a nice addition to the office room up here. All right, hey, thanks for watching this. If you got any comments about this clock or anything, why don't you just leave them below, and I'm going to continue doing a little bit of research on this clock. I'm thinking 1880, but a couple of things lead me to believe it's a little older than that. We'll see. All right, take care.